All right, what's going on? This is Quamon Fowler coming to you for a live shedding and sharing session. And what I usually do is shed a little bit and I share a little bit of what I'm doing, what I'm up to, and which is really cool. So thank y'all for watching. Thank you for being a supporter of the channel. We're getting started with the class year. I'm teaching actually a jazz. Well, I'm always teaching jazz, but I'm teaching. Let's see, a music class, music business class rather, and so which is really cool. I've been just helping students get their stuff together and organized when it comes to their assets and knowing what assets they have, what assets they would like to have, and kind of talking through what it looks like to create digital assets, creating content and doing social media and all of that. So, I think about these shared sessions like Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. And he would always show himself getting there and putting on a sweater and sitting down with you and talking through his day. But anyway, what I've been doing here, actually, I had to update my computer because my iMac was giving me some issues. So I couldn't do my video and audio editing and recording like I was used to because this is a 2015 iMac. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it just yet. I probably got to clean it up and then give it to the kids, or I may sell it, but I'm not sure. But I'm definitely selling my Apollo. I got an Apollo Mark II Duo, and I put it up on Reverb.com. So, yeah, it's a great interface. I've had it like a year or so, but this one works with Thunderbolt 2. So Thunderbolt 2 is what this uses, and it's this plug. I'm giving the plug away with the sale of the device. So you just plug it right in here in the back, and if you have the port, the connection for it, you can actually use it to record, and it works fine. It's just when I got my MacBook, my Mac Studio, it uses Thunderbolt 4, and when I got a connection for it, going from 2 to 4, actually to 3, it didn't connect. So I was looking through YouTube videos, following the instructions, trying to get it to work. I couldn't get it to work. So I'm like, I just want to roll. I just want to plug and play. So what I ended up finding out when I called Guitar Center, they did have a Volt. So they Universal Audio makes a Volt interface, and the Volt interface just has one connection on there, or you can get two or however much you need. So it was like $150. I just got the Volt and plugged it up USB, no software, nothing I have to download, but it showed when I went into Logic, I was able to arm the track, and I was able to record. So I was like, yeah, that's cool. I did that Joshua Redman tune, Wish, with that, with the Volt, and it sounded pretty good. So yeah, so I was good with that. So I'm gonna sell my Apollo and keep it moving. Gotta get everything right. I got a rehearsal today with the trombone player, and he plays bass as well. So I might need to straighten up a little bit to give him some space. And we're going to practice some of my tunes because I have to play this weekend. I got to play at Scat Jazz Lounge here in Fort Worth, and so we're gonna be going over my tunes. I'm not gonna stream that. I might record some clips. So you'll definitely see some pieces of that as I share. So, But yeah, how's everybody doing out there? I might be able to catch some of these comments, sometimes not so much. What's going on? How you doing? Yeah. What's going on? That's RP J Kingdom. Yep, what's going on? All right. Welcome to the live stream. Okay, cool. So yeah, I was able to see one of the comments there. So anyway, let me get warmed up. One of the things I've been working with lately is Drum Genius. And y'all have seen the post I put up of me playing along with the play along. And so I'm going to get me a swing. I had a groove that I was playing with last time. So we're going to go to swing. And I'm going to find, what am I going to do? I got to find the type of genre first. I need to go medium swing, find the one I want. This is one I haven't downloaded all of the so I haven't downloaded all of the drum beats. So what I'm gonna do is download. I don't know. I don't want that cross, that Doc Doom Doom. Let's try this one. Okay, that's straight up. That's just splangalang. Just straight splangalang. Okay, rim. Let's try this one. Preview this one. They got some. Yeah. I like some of that. Swing medium 3. Let's try that one. Swing medium 3. All right. Let's download it. And I got my speaker back here so I can plug them in and give me some amplification on that. Get some splangalang. Let me turn on my speaker. Now, let's see. That's in 3. I chose the wrong one. There we go. I don't recommend starting like this. That's just me. That's like Enclosures. So those are Enclosures. 1, 5, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's like 5-note Enclosures. Okay, when I'm on the third, I gotta go up to the sharp 11. Yeah, that's why I need to warm up. So let me get this together. All right, that's better. Ah. You gotta make sure you don't have no leaks. That's tough to do. Triplets. So, what I'm doing with this is calibration, right? I'm getting my embouchure exercised because when you play low, it requires more air, and then you got to be loose enough to be able to hit the note. I'm doing dexterity exercises with my finger, my little finger, just so that I can get the exercise of moving it, right? So that's like the principle you get from working on those type of things. And really, I'm coming up with this stuff just from just playing it. Somebody say, let's see if I can get the comment before it disappears. Arpeggios. Okay, I'm going to have to adopt this way of playing arpeggios, practicing arpeggios. Okay. Yeah. I'm trying to be engaging on here, y'all. I want to read your comments. What up? What up? Okay, Robert. Okay, it was deleted. Did I accidentally delete? I think I accidentally deleted your comment. It wasn't intentional. Um, okay, it says enclosures. It says those enclosures sound like Oliver Nelson, Cascades, Blues, and Abstract. Okay, I gotta listen to that. I don't know that. Okay, so yeah, so I'm just trying to get break everything in and kind of get in the mode where I'm feeling okay. Can you go over enclosures? Okay, cool. All right, let's do it. All right, so enclosures. Now, enclosures, you got different ones. You can go 2-note enclosures, 3-note enclosures, 4, 5, even 6, even 7. Just depends. So I'm gonna start on the root and C. All right. Now we can do. Now it just depends if you want to do arpeggios or if you want to do every note. So it just depends. So let's see. Let's do it like this. All right. Now, all I did is a 2-note enclosure. And that's just enclosing the 1, the 3, the 5, and the 7. Now, we can enclose the 7 too. All right. So now if we want to do a 3-note enclosure. All right. Now, if we can do a 4-note enclosure, usually the roll. Or just depends on the color you're going for. Now, with that, I started a whole step below and then I rolled it from the 2 coming down. So if you want to do it the opposite direction, that's 1, 2, 3, that's 4. That's like the opposite direction. So I might have to change it. You know, it just depends. I usually don't play that one. That's why I'm struggling. But I think the principle is once you've gone over these enclosures, it's more so about creating melodies, using them to connect to the different degrees within a scale, right? So. So whatever I'm doing, I'm incorporating these enclosures, and I'm hearing the melody to connect 7 5 3 1. And so, um, and that's something that you got to work on. I really, to be honest with you, I don't practice enclosures just for the sake of practicing enclosures through all the different keys. It's more so of it was in the language from stuff that I've transcribed, and from what I've transcribed, I've taken from that and see, okay, these are enclosures. And y'all who have been following the channel for a while and who are part of Texas Turner Academy, you know that I've talked about arpeggios, linear lines, enclosures, and chromaticism. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look at a simple line like, a simple 2 5, 2 5, like that, what's going on is I'm moving linearly initially. That's just stepwise movement. But once I get to the 5, that's an arpeggio. Now, usually you would hear a linear line, an enclosure, and an arpeggio. So that's an enclosure in there that's connecting the arpeggio to the linear line. So that the linear part, and right there, I'm starting the enclosure. 1 2 3 4. It's a 4-note enclosure. And right there, I'm doing the arpeggio. And then another enclosure. 1 2 3 4. Boom. So it's a 4-note enclosure. So you got a linear line, an enclosure, an arpeggio, and then an enclosure going to the third to resolve it. You know. So all of that, those are just enclosures going from the 5 going to the 3. That's just 1 2 3 4 5. That's a 5-note enclosure. 1 2 3 4. So that's a 4-note enclosure. But it sounds really hip. But all it is, I'm going 5 to the 3. But I'm doing it in an enclosure. So you got to know how to label what you hear to make a connection to what you're hearing, so that when you try to work it out, you can. And like I say all the time, if you want to get more in-depth lessons, you can hook up with me, do a one-on-one, or become a member of Texas Tenor Academy, where you can get access to a lot of more in-depth lessons and videos, master classes, licks, and different things. I want to break it down a lot of this stuff. So all of that is really kind of linear. It's arpeggio, not arpeggios. It's enclosing. It's enclosing the notes in the arpeggio 5 1. So that's what makes the line sound good. I know people when they initially learn, play your scales, then play your arpeggios, then play the modes. So how is that helpful in improvisation? Well, when you think about it, when you hear improvisation, it's a combination of all of those things. You'll have scale movement, you'll have arpeggios, but if you got a C major 7, right, it's all about playing a combination of those things to come up with lines. So if we're talking about a major line in the key of B flat major, let's just do something like that. So I did. So that's outlining. That's just going 7 5 6 7, then 5 3 4 5, Then I'm going 3 half steps, chromaticism all the way down to the 1. So it's timing, all right? And all I did was do an arpeggio, really. I did an arpeggio, but I outlined, I would say, the notes in the arpeggio. So think 7, 5, 3, 1. So in between each, all I did is 2 of the same type of patterns. Then I did chromaticism to bring me from 3 to 1. So on the 7, on the 5, so chromaticism on the 5. Could I do chromaticism from the 7 to 5? So if I want to resolve that, put enclosures in. I changed it up. Oh, okay. I did the same pattern on 5, 3, and then I did chromaticism on going from the 7 to the 5. So check this out. So I'm just going chromaticism from 7 to 5. Now I'm going, and then I did that same pattern there. And then that's kind of linear line. So what I'm just showing you is you can take the principles, right, and kind of mix them up and create your own ideas. So that's an enclosure, different type of enclosure. What is that? That's just 7, 1, 3, 5, 7. And there's just a 1-note enclosure, a lead into the 1. Or I can do that. 1, 2, 3, and then. Look at that. Oh, look at that. See there? So I'm consciously thinking about enclosures. And I'm thinking about arpeggios. So, of course, when you're in the heat of the moment, you can't think about all of these things when you're playing a tune. It's more so about when you practice, when you have time like now, like I do. I'm just taking time to think through these things. You think in the practice room, and when you're on the stage, you don't think. You just react. You play from what you hear and what you feel, If you have to think on the bandstand, then you shouldn't be up there. You shouldn't be playing that tune if you have to really think about it. I mean, you're probably not ready. You can do it on jam sessions. You can go and play stuff and get cut and get beat up on the stage. But most of the time, only call stuff, or it just depends on where you are and what the occasion is. Sometimes I'll challenge myself, and I don't go out to jam sessions really much anymore at all. But when I would, I would be up to playing tunes that I didn't know, because I wouldn't play the melody, or I listen and try to play it on the next go around if I had time, and then I would jump in there solo. But I would listen to the chorus, I listened to the chords, and let a few players play before me, learn it, and then I would dive in. The only thing about when people think you good, they want you to take the solo. They want to hear you play over it. But a lot of times, if I don't know it, I got to listen to it, let it go through first, and then jump in there. But anyway, when you're practicing these enclosures and stuff like that, just think about any chord that you want to come up with. Let me ask you this. Give me a chord. Somebody give me a chord quality, and I'm going to make up some lines over that particular chord quality. Let me see if I can see some of these comments coming in. I'm going to have to go back, scroll back up here. I'm missing some. All right, so I talked about the enclosures, and it says, yes, I want a one-on-one. So you want a one-on-one, go to QuamonFowler.com and click on lesson. Yeah. I'm going to probably have to up my price because I don't know. I need to. But right now, it's 65. So get it while you're on the stream is this, but I might go put it at 75. So you got to sign up now. It's before the price changes. All right. Ah, shucks, I keep messing this thing up. So let me see. The next question, I really need somebody to help me. Yes, I want. Okay, I saw that one. So let's see here. Somebody asked, maybe you have answered. It says, maybe you have answered. And if you want to support the channel, you can definitely give a super chat and so show your love. How do I do that? Okay. What? How do you do what? Did I miss it? Somebody said, what makes an enclosure an enclosure? An enclosure surrounds a target note. It's usually below and above. You play a note or notes below and above the note that you want to land on, usually a chord tone, 1, 3, 5, or 7, or sometimes 2, or 11, 2, 6, just whatever the note that is part of the chord, you're just playing around it before you land on it. All right, somebody says, saw you play at Scat Jazz Lounge. First time, it was a great experience. Keep doing what you do. Oh man, appreciate you. Thank you for coming out and checking me out live. We're gonna be there Saturday. We'll be at Scat again this Saturday with my band, so it's gonna be fun. We got a diminished seventh. Oh wow. A diminished seventh card. Ooh man, you gonna make me work. Why you gotta make me work? It seems to sound good. Just triads. All right, so he said diminished seventh. That's really patterns, It's a ton of diminished patterns I know. I did something and I caused this thing to get in the way here. I keep tapping the wrong thing, so bear with me, y'all. Okay. Diminished sevenths, somebody say, okay, it seems to sound good. Just triads. Yeah. Oliver Nelson did. Okay. Yeah, diminished 7 cards. Okay, I'm trying to look through all the comments first. Great job. How do you do articulation? I missed it. How do you do articulation? Dang it. I have to hit the screen and scroll up. So it's sometimes it'll catch. I hit the wrong thing, so that's why I'm having some issues. I need to put it on my computer, but I don't have time to switch. All right, bro. Everyone else, show your love to this brother. Oh, I appreciate it. And hit the like. Yeah, definitely hit that like. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's good for voice leading. All right, somebody said minor triads. Yeah, okay. I'm just trying to catch these. Great job. How do you do articulation and speed? Okay. All right, cool. So I got it. So let's look at a diminished 7th chord, and then I'm going to talk about articulation and speed. A diminished 7th chord is basically, now you can play the scale. So usually it's half hold, depending on how you start. So it's half step to go into the chord tone. So I'm going. Then I have to switch it and go whole step, half, whole step, half, whole step. So with something like that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So articulation wise, I'm thinking. I'm doing doodle tongue. Da 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 da. So I'm doing that. So I got to give this guy my address so he can come over here and shed. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so that's what I do with my articulation. So in terms of speed, I initially would practice playing with a metronome, and I put my metronome on 2 and 4. But since I got Drum Genius, and I'll play double time on this. And the same principle. So I'm gonna play the bebop scale. Play it slow, now play double time. So initially you gotta get the swing feel. Boo da dee da dee da dee da dee da dee da. Then, so I'm doing doodle and tonguing. So I'm going in on the 7. I'm sorry. So those are my notes that I'm articulating. Everything in between is like ghosting, or it's like I'm setting it up for where I'm gonna emphasize. Literally. Now, when I came down, every other note. So it's different ways you can do it. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do every note like that. I'll go. Anyway. But no, I'm not showing out. I'm just trying to get an idea across, the idea across of articulating. So everything that I can play, I've worked out a certain articulation for in terms of shapes. You know what I'm saying? So if I say, I'm going bop, 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 really percussive. Now, if I was to do an enclosure, so whatever I'm enclosing is going to be the note I'm going to articulate. You know, I usually start with an articulation. In between is kind of ghosting or leading up to the notes that you're going to land on. So if it's enclosure, do da ah, you know what I'm saying? Bop, bop, bop. And it has everything to do with who you listen to coming up. So I listen to a lot of Sonny Rollins. I listen to a lot of Cannonball Adderley and Johnny Griffin. So I liked their articulation. So a lot of that rubbed off of me. Branford Marsalis, Joshua Redmond, those guys. So they were articulate people. You know, people who wasn't as articulate like people like Train. He slurred a lot. Paul Desmond was real smooth. Um, Jerry Mulligan, he was articulated. He had a lot of rhythm in his phrases. But I like Hank Mobley, not so much in terms of articulating as heavy. Um, yeah, I was more attracted to percussive playing and phrasing. You know what I'm saying? So. And it's all about the shape too. It's all about the shape. What does the shape call for, right? So if I say 1, 2, 3, 4, bampu da, you know, that linear line. You know, the notes where you have to turn around or pivot. You know what I'm saying? Changing directions. Usually, I will articulate those. And so a lot of this is instinctual. It's not a right or wrong way because it's all about your preference. It's all about what you hear, how you hear it. I just came up in a percussive environment in terms of the drummers that I was influenced by, the music that I came up listening to, the environments where I heard a lot of syncopation from jazz music to gospel music and R&B or coming up or hearing hip hop or rap music. It's all about the bass. It's all about, of course, when you got the skip beats and all of the syncopated stuff and the rhythm that just comes with articulating, even in rap music. You know, even if not listening to a lot of it, uh, I was around it. So it's one of those things that kind of rubs off on you as well, even if I wasn't directly listening to it. So it's like a cultural thing. So depending on, I mean, prime example, if you hear people who didn't come up listening to rap or gospel or black music, you know, usually their articulation is not as percussive. You know, they're slurring a lot of things. If they came from classical or country music and did pop music, you know, it's not as heavy on the articulation or percussive as we are just black Americans. We love rhythm. I love rhythm, right? You know, so I'm being over the top with it right now because you asked me about it. But I'm just pointing out how I organize my lines based on my articulation. And so that's not fitting for everything because that's more so playing over a form and style of song where you have, you know, 1, 6, 2, 5 or 2, 5, 1s in there. Um, and but if you have movement that's not as common in traditional American songbook, and you got stuff jumping around, I'd have to give like an example of a modern tune. My articulation and phrasing would be different. So you have to make sure that you leave room to be able to change and deviate. Like we were talking about seven before, um, and I was working on my song, "The Reinforcement." So let me see. Uh, Let me see if I can pull that up. I don't know why I got that. It's like a jacked up beat. Oh shucks. So this is 7/4. Hold on, y'all. Think I broke something. Oh, I'm okay. Get her? Oh no. Oh, okay. I'm good. Now look at this. This is 7. So I didn't practice my scales with over 7 like that. You know what I'm saying? So, because it's 4 and 3. Uh, so right there, I just made that up. And whatever I play has to fit the rhythm. There we go. I just had to make that up. Woo! So I had to. So what happened? My phrasing still is used to 4, but I had to switch some things up so I could land on the right one, on the right beat. So you can see I'm making mistakes. I'm just trying to play over a major chord, right? I don't really like that. So I'm starting my phrase and I'll get off in the middle because it's 7, but I'll correct it so that I can land on the next one. So, boom, right there. So it's 2 bars. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Boom. So whatever I do, I gotta come out on the 1. So I can play. So I knew what I wanted to do, but I didn't know what I was gonna do in the middle. But I know where 1 is, right? So what I gotta do? So it's kind of, you gotta get your articulation right there. That's just too far. Ah. Ah. Oh. So at this point, now at this point, I was just practicing my articulation. So it's some lines, especially if it's like augmented. On those augmented lines, I can change up my rhythm. So I'm really practicing on my timing and my articulation, my rhythmic articulation. And so that's really fun when you can practice with a drummer, a live drummer, or something like Drum Genius, and just um, get these loops and play along with it. I mean, they sound good. You can speed it up, you can slow it down. I think most cats' problem is they don't practice like that. I did a lot of that coming up. I was using the metronome, and like I said, percussive environments, I could hear it. I could hear those things, the rhythms on the drums. I'm really good in programming drums, even programming bass. You know what I'm saying? So, because I paid attention to those things specifically, so it's kind of in me. So on the saxophone, my percussion is between my tonguing and my fingers, right? So I can play um, percussively and sound like a drummer and all of that just by the lines I play, because I came up on some Sonny Rollins, on some Cannonball Adderley, on some Johnny Griffin and stuff like that. So they were real big on being articulate and navigating those curves, and being real slick. And that I loved it. I just loved it. It sounds beautiful. So, yeah, I think I'm good. I'm gonna check and see where my guy is. That's all for today. Y'all know when I get started, I don't want to stop because it gets good to me. I get over that hump and I get in the zone. You know what I'm saying? So, did y'all enjoy this stream? If you did, share, like it, comment, and if you want to show some love, you can send a super chat. I think it's at the bottom. Also, join the Texas Tenor Music Academy. It's Texas Tenor Academy, TEXAS10ER Academy. If you noticed, I've been posting more often. I've been trying to be more active because I got to mind my business. I can't leave y'all hanging. I had a little break in there because I was focusing on some other things, but I got to keep the main thing the main thing. And this is one of the strongest brands that I have. And so I can't neglect you all. And so I'm going to make sure I show up every week and post new content weekly. And I got a team that's helping me to continue to build here. So if you got to show me some love, though, if y'all really appreciate what I'm doing, definitely become a part of Texas Turner Academy. Give me a feedback too, because I want to know. I'm thinking about a business course, something for musicians. But you got to let me know if that would be something that you would support, that y'all want to check out, or even leave me what you want me to cover in that course, because that's what I'm teaching right now at Weatherford College. I'm teaching a music business class, because although this is all about the craft of playing jazz and stuff like that, playing the saxophone, this is a business. So I want to share how to do this and give y'all, what's under the hood on how to do all of this, if this is something y'all want to do. All right, so it seems to sound Okay, I checked those out. So I'm just see if I can scroll through the comments, and then I'm gonna get off of here. My brother always killing. What up, Alan? That's my brother, Alan. Man, I miss you, man. Remember Urgent 7? Yep, yep, yep. Yes, indeed. My brother, I miss my brother, Alan. That's a bad boy. Piano. We always record with each other. I used to hit in D.C. Out there when I used to go. It's been some years, but thank you so much. No problem. Appreciate you. Yes, RPJ. What up, bro? Always. He said include business. Uh-oh. I lost it. It says include. Come on, Q. Quit making stuff pop up. All right. He said include business in music. Yeah. In music ministry. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can cover it. I want to build this based on, where you are, where y'all are, and what you have some questions about. Yes, sir, my brother. Indeed. That's my man. He always creating. My brother Alan, always writing, always, got so much to share. Yeah, I think he took a break from social media, so we don't see him anymore. We used to see him like every day during the pandemic. But yeah, phenomenal piano player, phenomenal composer, brilliant mind, and we always love to share. I have him play on my projects over the years. My A Soul's Cry album, he's playing keys on there. He's on the Prevail album, and he's on really all of my albums that I've released. I think he's on the latest album, You're My Protection, playing on Wonder Why. So I fit Alan in the mix here. But yeah. I think my guy's pulling up, so it's time to practice, y'all. We about to go into another rehearsal. So I'll try to record a little bit, but I'm not going to stream it live. All right. Well, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching and showing your love and support. And go share it. I hope you're inspired. Go get Drum Genius and share it. Work on this stuff. All right. Peace.